Hello there and welcome to another Commodore 64 playthrough. And today we're going to play through the football management simulator called Soccer Boss, or in some versions it's called The Boss. So this is a football management simulator in the sort of same vein as Football Manager, the Kevin Toms piece of software. And the idea is just the same as Football Manager, really, is that you take a fourth division team and you then bring them up to the Premier League or whatever it is you want to call it. So how does it all work? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is show you a little trick. So as you get to this sort of screen, you can press Run Stop, and it was the same in the original version. This isn't just because it's a ROM, and then you can basically get access to all the code because it's been done in BASIC. So what you can do is there was three main things you can do with this sort of piece of information. The first thing you can do is you can update the teams. Because here's all the team names, as you can see, lots of different teams. Also, you can change your sort of default player names. When I actually play this for real, you'll see that you'll see that these are your players that you start off with. And then the third thing you can do is you can change some of the settings. Now, there's two main settings that you would want to change. First of all, you can change how much money you get, which is like a bit of a cheat, but also it deliberately puts delays in. There are loops in it that stop the game, and obviously that's really annoying. If you're playing this game, you don't want to sit there going, I'm waiting. Obviously in emulators now you can do all sorts of things. Can warp and play different speeds. But yeah, you don't want to do that. The other thing is there's a bug in this. I can't select 20. I can't select Man City because there's a bit of an issue in it. So that's really good. So all I can do is pick 7 for Newcastle. So yes, let's go. So as you can see, it's done in BASIC. It's a very minimal sort of presentation. So and this is how you start off as well. So first thing you do is you get this screen, and this is the screen of all the players that you have got. So the first thing I want to do is look at improving the squad. So as you can see, I've got 6 is my best players, and the best you can get is actually a 9. So you go to C, and then you go to the transfer market, and you get a list of all the players that are currently for sale. So obviously I want the good players, so I want to buy 13, and I will also buy the other one as well. Is it 14? Oh, I've got another 9 there. I'll buy 15. Yes, I want to buy 15. Okay, so I've bought a couple of players there, and then I will swap them around. So I will swap 11 for 13, and then I will swap 6. Move, so I will swap 6 for 14. Okay, and then I will stick that number 2 on the bench. So that's my sort of squad, and then you get to pick your formation. So you can see the formation and the rating of the next player. So you can see 3 for defense, 4 for midfield, and 2 for attack. So looking at my rating, which is 366, I need to change my formation to be a little better in defense. Or what I can do is I can move the players around, because the players can play in whatever position you want them to play in. It's not like there's a hard and fast rule. So I can either move these players so that, say, for example, I put a midfielder in defence, or I can change my formation. And I think the formation is the better thing to go for. So I'm going to play 5. Oops. 5-3, and then it works out how many attackers are left after that. So it's a 5-5-4 versus a 3-4-2. So that's a better thing. I'm assuming that the pluses and minuses next to each player are those who are on the decline and those who are improving. Not 100% sure. Can't remember. Sorry. So there we are. So if you go back onto the little check screen, you can see you've got your reserve squad, which you can sort of pick from. So I don't need to do anything with that. You've got the league table fixtures, which are irrelevant because the league hasn't started yet. And then you can speak to the back manager about getting a loan, which is all very exciting. I don't know what happens if you press Division 1 summary. Yes, it hasn't kicked off yet. You're quite right. So this is where there's a delay. How exciting. So without much to do. I don't really want to do that, so okay, all right. I seem to press some buttons and I shouldn't have done. So there we go. So let's see if we can beat Bournemouth. So play. So that's P. So you get this very, very simple mock-up of a screen. Now, unfortunately, you can do nothing here. You can't stop the game. You can't change formation. You can't bring a sub on. There's absolutely nothing to do. So it's just saying basically somebody scored. So somebody scored for me. Who's this next one? 2-0 up. This is all good stuff, isn't it? So, and this is where having a delay, I don't really see the point of it. Obviously, I could warp this or increase the CPU speed if I wanted to. But yeah, when you were playing this on a computer, there wasn't like a proper 64. There wasn't really much point in doing this as well. So, are we doing 3-0? So I have a feeling we're going to win this. Even the Newcastle of 2019, I think, would be okay in this sort of situation. So off we go, 83, 84. So there we are, and that's game over. Ready to proceed, yes. And then what happens now is you get a little list of scores. Again, there's a delay. Don't understand this. Oh, just think the generation now of gamers, what would they make of something like this? And then it generates a league table and then shows you some sort of rundown on your financial statistics. I can understand why this takes a little bit of time because it's doing a sort of sort on the league table, and I could understand that, but yeah. So we're second in the league. Ready to proceed, and what it's going to do is tell you so how much money came in. We played at home, so I'm assuming that's why. Then the wage bill, okay. And then let's have a look at the next stat. Oh, the souvenir shop makes £700. Oh, plenty of Alan Shearer t-shirts. I get 10 grand. My own company pays for a board at St James's, so yeah, that's giving myself £1 there, isn't it? Gas bill, just gas bill. Okay, insurance. This is such a thrilling piece of information, this as well. So, yeah, so we did okay there. Right, so is there anything to do with moving players around? No, that's fine. If I remember rightly, I'm just going to go back in the transfer market. If I remember rightly, if you play goalkeeper out of position, his rating absolutely plummets to like zip. So that was quite a nice little sort of treat. Let's go and buy another decent player. So let's marry it and let's get him into the team. Let's put him in defence, and I'm going to put him in where number 5 is. Okay, that's better. Right, so who are we playing? We're playing Bournemouth again. Can't we just play them? Eh? Oh, whatever. So they're 5-4-6 and we're 6-5-4. So is there anything I can do? I could probably work this all out actually if I worked out the sum. So if I've got 5 defenders, that's 4, 8, 10, 18, 20. Okay, that's fine. So they're obviously playing one defender less by the looks of things. So I'll just change it to I think a 4-3-3 by the looks of that. 4-3. It's a bit annoying how you have to put 0 in front of everything. So that's 4-6-6. So we're just going for midfield domination. Hey, see what happens. Let's get rid of a couple of these players. So I'm going to get rid of number 15. You get no feedback. You just sold them. That's it. It doesn't say how much they're worth, how much money you're going to get, anything like that. You just get told we're going to do that. So so yes, let's play the game. So we get this little thing again. Now we're doing. So I'm going to warp this because obviously we've got the message of how this plays. So I'm just going to warp it on the emulator because it's not the most running bit. I did find a video actually on YouTube. It's somebody playing this for real, like as a long-term save. And I thought, had like an hour just for the first half of the first season. And yeah, I like doing these videos, but I tell you what, I wouldn't bore you for an hour at a time doing something like this. I'm an absolute. If there's only 4 games, like 4 proper games that I've played in the sort of post Commodore 64 world, and one of them is Football Manager, the sort of Championship Manager, Football Manager, SI Games. The new sort of, I say new, it sort of came out in 2005, but the sort of new continuation of Kevin Tom's work, and I've played that to death numerous occasions. I think the last version that I played was FM 2017. I haven't played 18 or 19 yet. I did play the demo of 18, and it just confused me. So yeah, so I've drawn Brentford in the cup, and they're 4-4-2, and we're 5-6-7. So I'm quite happy with that. So we'll just play the next game. There's nothing really to do. I'm going to walk through this. Yes, a massive Football Manager fan. You know, I have lost days, weeks, months playing Football Manager in its various incarnations. I usually play as Altrincham, my hometown team, and get them into Europe and Champions League and winning the league and all sorts of other things. So that's quite good fun. Although I do enjoy doing the it's called a journeyman save, where basically you just start at the bottom of a random country and see how far you can go. They're always quite good fun saves. I think the best I've ever done with one of them is get to manage Shakhtar Donetsk, who are a Ukrainian team. Loads of money. So yeah, so because I played in the FA Cup, I didn't play a league match. So that's a little bit bizarre, isn't it, really? And then here we go. Money, 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 money. That wage bill's quite high, isn't it? And if I've got any problems with my bank. Oh no, my bank's okay. Bank's right fine. So what we're playing now, we're playing Bristol City. We're a far better team than they are. So as you can see, these values have changed slightly. I'm not quite sure how I can influence that in any shape or form, but no, we'll just carry on. Yeah, in case you're wondering, you're probably not, but the other three games are Command and Conquer Red Alert, Doom, and all its sort of spin-offs, and Sid Meier's Pirates, which is a bit of a cheat because obviously it's the Commodore 64 version that got me going on that, and so just playing the PC version is a little bit of a cheat. But they're basically the only sort of modern games I've ever really played, because this is my level. This this is definitely my level. Text-based screens where nothing ever changes unless you hack the code, which is what I did. So we should be still top of the league unless something dramatic happened. Yep. Yeah, I love looking at screens like this. Some of these teams are out of business. Hereford United went out of business. Darlington went out of business and then reformed. Anybody else? Let's have a look. Chester went out of business and reformed. And then one or two teams obviously doing brilliantly now. Look at Wolves, for example, and Bournemouth. So yeah. So I mean that's the gist really. You get into Europe if you get into the top division. But it's basically the same as this. Directors give me a vote of confidence. Why? I'm doing brilliantly. I'm doing absolutely brilliantly, and I've just been given a vote of confidence. Newcastle versus Darlington. That'll be a fun game, won't it? Yeah. So this is The Boss or Soccer Boss. There's a couple more Football Manager games I'd like to do that I've got lined up as well, and also some football simulators. So Emlyn Hughes is one of them. 4 Soccer Sims, which is quite an unusual title. That's another fun game to play. So I'm going to play through them at some point as well. So let's just take one more look at the league table. Number 3, because it takes ages to generate. So I'm winning the league, and then I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at Division 1. So not the Premier League, Division 1. So well, it's obviously completely not true to life, is it? Because Manchester United are in the top 3. Oh, and on that note, as everybody unsubscribes, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Any questions, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.